But John, we miss you. So welcome along to another episode of the Groove Junction. Yes, we are back for another episode. My name's DJ Matty F, and I'm alongside. Well, I'm not alongside because he's in. Where is he? He's on holiday in Cyprus, and his feet are up, sun's out, and he's struggling to get on. So, so it's just me. Only joking. I've got a guest for me. I've got a new co-host. Now, John will be, out there in Cyprus, like really getting like peeved off that he's thinking, oh, I missed an episode. But John, don't worry. You'll be back next week. But this week, I've got the main lady herself. It's Sophie Lou, everybody.
Hello, Matty. You okay?
I'm great, Soph, and do you know what? It's great having you on.
No, it's a real pleasure. When you called and said, can you do it? I was like, absolutely. It's an honor. I love this podcast, and I tune in every week. So, to be co-host for this week. And I just want to say, John, I am not stealing your job. I'm not here to take your job. I'm just just cover for today. So it's a real honor.
I would say, John, I know you're out in Cyprus and you will probably listen to this when it lands on Friday, as it always does on all of our podcasts. You'll be thinking, oh no, I'm losing out. I've lost out. In fact, Sophie contacted me, John. I'm just going to put that out there. She contacted me and say, look, drop the big fella, drop him, and get me. No, I'm only joking. It was all my idea. But yes, we are here. It's another episode of Groove Junction. As always, on all of your podcast providers and YouTube as well. We are out there. Go check it out. And this week, we got Sophie. And as we always do, Soph, on the Groove Junction, is we get into the rundown and find out what's been cracking on. So let's find out what's been happening in the rundown, which is sponsored by Pro Mobile Magazine.
The Groove Junction rundown is sponsored by Pro Mobile Magazine, the magazine that's got it all. It's a game changer. They don't just do surface level reviews, they dive deep with real practical insights. And the interviews, they feature some heavy hitters sharing seriously valuable advice. But it's not just about DJ gear. They cover everything. Marketing techniques, and even the latest tech trends like AI, which is super relevant right now. Honestly, if you're serious about your DJ career, you need to check them out. And here's the best part, we've got an exclusive deal just for the Groove Junction listeners. You can subscribe right now by searching Pro Mobile Magazine and hitting the subscribe button. Just use our special code, GroovePMSUB, for a 25% discount on your first year's subscription, which is 6 magazines delivered to your door. That's Pro Mobile Magazine. Don't miss out.
Thank you, Pro Mobile Magazine, for sponsoring the rundown. So, Soph, this is where we talk about what we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what have you been doing?
What haven't I been doing is the question. Manic weekend just gone. 2 weddings, an after party, and a bar takeover with Real Not Perfect. So, yeah.
Okay. Listen, I know it was a bank holiday weekend, but could you have squeezed anything else in?
Yeah, it was a bit, it was crazy, but it was all good fun and really worth it. So Friday, wedding, then Saturday, another wedding. Lovely venue. Really enjoyed myself. And they were truly happy as well. And then, so finish at midnight, really quick pat down and back to Wolves, for one of my good friends' events. They were having an after party. They'd booked me for an hour set. So got back to Wolves, did that, and then the next day we'd been booked as a brand, Real Not Perfect, to take over a room in a bar. It's called a bar, but it's got 5 different rooms. So we took over that on Sunday. So I was there from 6 p.m. till 3:30 a.m. That was a long day. So yeah,
a long stint.
Yeah, so it was a really busy weekend, and it did kind of take it out of me a bit. Monday, I just lay in bed all day. It was just, yeah. But this is how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, so in relation to, if people don't know, we had Sophie on the podcast. I want to say it was around about week 7, week 8 of when we first started, and we're now at week 55. So if people didn't know, Sophie is a DJ. She's a songwriter. She has her own brand, which is called Real Not Perfect. She is absolutely elevating. And we're going to get into that when we get into the main conversation, realistically, about what's been happening, because so much has happened for, well, almost a year, pretty much a year. But yeah, we'll continue with the rundown. What did I do? So we had, oh, gosh, where were we? Yeah, we had another silent disco. We were down in Guildford.
Okay.
We like going to Guildford. Always great reception at Guildford. But we did a very good little 80s night down in Guildford Cathedral. Yeah, lovely. Yeah,
I don't
nice.
think I've been there before. I don't think I've
No,
been
I
to
don't.
Guildford.
No, I don't think
No.
you've been on the Guildford.
No.
It's a really nice place. It's fairly modern. But yeah, no, it was a good vibe. Couple of sessions and done, and then yeah, out the door, and then that's all I had this weekend. But yeah, there's nothing really more to say.
Are you feeling good? You're in good spirits? You know?
Listen, I'm always in good spirits. But in relation to your weekend, I can't even come close to 2 weddings, Real Not Perfect.
Yeah, but Matty, I know that your weekends are usually manic, so you know.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
It's balanced. So,
It's all balancing it out. It's all good. But yeah, it was a nice, I say, chilled bank holiday weekend. I would say, I mentioned it last week that we've been doing a few silent discos down in New Zealand.
yes.
And because it's been so busy, I read the schedule sheet wrong. We had 2 silent discos last weekend. We had one in Hamilton in New Zealand, and then the next night we had one in Auckland. Well, I thought we only were doing Hamilton on the Friday night. I didn't realise we were doing Auckland. I've got the sheet. I just read it wrong. So I hadn't reached out to any of the DJs who were doing the Auckland gig. I know, Soph. I know. Tell me about it. But so, and when the boss went, can you add me into the Auckland WhatsApp group? And I was like, yeah, I will. I'll do it. I'll do it tomorrow because it's not till next week. And he went, no, it's tomorrow. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Quick,
so how did this? did it all go?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I went, yeah, really sorry. Been really busy out here. So yeah, yeah. I just read the sheet wrong, and
you're only human.
Exactly.
Human.
It's one mistake. One mistake, everyone.
And you don't really make them much.
Well,
really.
not that I'm going to admit.
Not with
to
the
anyway.
silent discos, anyway. I've never, it's been very,
Listen, your accommodation is always booked.
All right.
Yeah, exactly that point. So yeah, that completes the rundown, which is sponsored by Pro Mobile Magazine. Right, Soph. We're going to have a very, very short break. Okay, and John does this bit where he goes, I'll see you after the break, and he does his swelly things. So unfortunately, because you're stepping into the big man's shoes, you've got to do, I'll see you after the break. So, so we're going to have a very quick break. So, Soph, I will see you
to the break.
Perfect. So, Soph, we had you on the show, just as I alluded to before the break, around about week 7, week 8 of the podcast. And we talked about your music that you were creating and what you were doing. And it was sort of, you put it on the back burner a little bit and you were trying to concentrate on your brand a little bit more and starting doing more and more events. That was the whole plan. And you also thinking about taking your hand to mobile DJing and doing the wedding scene. And by the sounds of things, if you're going back to back on weddings on a bank holiday weekend, obviously you're doing really well in that space. So the question I'm posing straight off the bat is, How has that progression gone for you? Because you must have been getting really busy with it.
Yeah. I think, I mean, for those that don't know, I started my DJ journey officially, I think, the end of 2022,
Mm.
but just little bits and bobs here and there. Didn't have my full setup yet, and I kind of put out a status on Facebook and said, right, I'm going to start taking bookings. I hadn't got any equipment yet, and people was like, oh yeah, we want to book you in, yeah, and it was just a flood of it. I was like, right, I need to get the equipment. So I'd say nearly 3 years on, it'll be 3 years at the end of this year. The progression has been insane, really, but I guess, I guess I don't normally big myself up the way I should, but that's just down to really dedicating myself and really trying to better my setup and, be more professional, get a website, stuff like that. I've really put a lot of time and effort into what I'm doing and trying to make things happen and realizing that, yeah, you don't just have to do events or just wait for bookings. Really push on the mobile stuff because, that's a job in itself. So and you can still entertain, as I like to do, and deliver these nights or days to people and give them an experience that they'll remember. So yeah, I'd say the last 3 years has been the slower journey, I guess. But I say that, but it has been quite rapid. But then in the last 12 months, you will see, the progression within my setup and just the way I deal with things and how I handle it and how people can book and stuff like that. And, I've really just been attentive to that.
I think
So, yeah.
I think from somebody looking in, I think the Real Not Perfect brand that you have created, one, I made it no bones about it. I love it. I love what it stands for, and I love everything about it. But what I have seen, probably, I would say, in the last 8 months, is an absolute, shooting for the stars scenario where you are putting on. You've started slowly. I say slowly. You've started at a moderate pace with
Just
the events that you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's got to the point of you're selling out tickets for events. So you're putting on your own nights. You're promoting them. You're sourcing DJs. You're doing all of that work in the back, as well as trying to promote yourself and your own brand as an individual. But Real Not Perfect has really gone boom.
It has.
To probably the last event that you did under your brand name, I mean, was looking at the social media on that was absolutely massive compared to where you were 8 months ago.
Yeah. It was. It was. I I say this to everyone. I still don't think I've sat and really deeped what's going on. I think I'm just in a mode of like, right, we need to just make sure the base is set, solidify it, and then maybe we can breathe a little bit. But for now, it's just kind of go, little rest to recharge. But, now you say it and I'm thinking about it. It's, we did our first ticketed event last year. But prior to that, we did 2 free events. The first one was 40 people. The next one was maybe 100. Those were free just to promote Real Not Perfect exists. It's not a Sophie Lou party as such. It's Real Not Perfect. This is a brand. And then we did the summer party, 400 tickets. And I was just like, okay, like what's going on? And then, we get to July 2025 and, well, I'd say January 2025 said to my sister, I said, we're doing a festival. We're calling it a festival. And that's because we were like, oh, how do you get bookings at festivals to get a stage and stuff? And I was like, well, why don't we just do our own festival? Like, why can't we do that? Why can't we call this a festival?
And you did. You did. And it looked immense in the
500
sense of...
tickets later. And we've got we've invested in the stage for the day. There's 500 plus tickets sold. And it was incredible. And people in the city have said, they haven't seen anything like that before, with like minimal trouble, just good vibes, and bringing everyone together in the city from different areas, it's a difficult thing to do. It's I mean, the growth has been ridiculous. yeah, it's it's
I
amazing.
think you have to sit back and take stock of the situation, because then you can reflect,
Yeah,
look at all of the great things that went really, really well,
yeah.
but then also pinpoint the little bits that you
What
were
can we?
like,
Yeah,
you know what,
yeah,
we could have done that better,
yeah,
or we needed to do that. And I think that's the growth side of things.
yeah.
It's always great to keep this
Oh, absolutely.
accelerating with it and moving with the times. And we've just done this event, we need to get on to the next
Yeah,
event. But what I like about it, you've done it at a really sensible rate, where you've gone, we're just going to do, just see how it goes. 40
yeah,
people in.
yeah.
Oh, we're now
It's
60, 70 people in. And
yeah,
now it's growing and growing to the
yeah,
point where, within 6 months, you've put on your own festival,
yeah,
500 tickets sold,
yeah,
great afternoon, great evening event. It's gone off absolutely swimmingly. But you'll know when you sit down with the close people around you, going, actually, what have we learned?
yeah. That's it, and that's just it, isn't it? There's always something to take from it. I think I do that a lot. Kind of assess. I just don't think I've kind of digested the fact that, we said we were going to start this brand and do these events and call them parties. I remember sitting down with one of my best friends, and I said to him, "This is what we're going to do. This is the vision. This is how I want it to feel. This is how I want the energy to be." And to control an energy is some, but I guess I'm not controlling it. I'm just delivering what energy I'd like to receive, and that's coming back. And
Yeah.
anybody that, I speak to so many people about the events because I like to get feedback, and I like to see, what do you think about the events? And they say it just feels like one big party. We feel good. We make new friends. And that was the aim. It was for people to attend something that they felt comfortable enough to just let loose, be free, and not overthink what's going on. Because a lot of events that you attend, especially down here in the Midlands, there's some great events, don't get me wrong, but I think for me personally, I was just getting fed up of being in places and feeling it was quite hostile. I felt
Yeah.
a little bit, I don't know, I just, I don't know, I love the music and stuff, but I just didn't feel like there
You're always
was
looking over your
any,
shoulder.
yeah, and I just felt like there wasn't, I don't know, the an energy that I was searching for just wasn't there. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take this myself and place it elsewhere, and that's what I'm going to create. And that's not to discredit any events. It was just for me personally. I just needed something a little bit more from a night out. I think as you get older, especially as it, I don't know, I just wanted the fun element back. I needed something more, and yeah.
The feedback that you got from those 500 people will tell you that.
Well, yeah,
And, and,
they had a great time, and
and they're already telling you that.
yeah.
So
So
you've delivered exactly what you
yeah,
set out to deliver.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
massive hats off to you for doing it.
Thank you, Matty, because I
It
know
does
you
take,
always kind of like big it up and just give that that encouragement as well. And it means a lot.
but I know, listen, you're doing all the hard work. It's great for people. We live 2.5 hours away from each
Yeah,
other, right?
literally.
Okay. We live in completely different areas. We've been brought up completely different.
Yeah,
But I see the passion, and I see your everything you stand for in music, in DJing, in putting on these events, and it's just something to really like. I loved seeing it. I love seeing what you deliver from it, and you should be really proud with what you and your close people around you are
yeah.
bringing to the people of Wolverhampton.
No,
Like
thank you.
there's no with that,
Yeah,
and and I'm gonna have to bleep that bit out. But there is no but that. It literally is. You are delivering exactly what you want to deliver.
yeah,
Everyone's loving it. The feedback is coming great. It looks visually really, really good. The social media stuff that you're putting out, and go and check out the social media stuff, people who are watching this or listening to this podcast, is all in the description. Go and find Real Not Perfect. And honestly, the vibe is immense, whether it's an outdoor stuff or whether you're doing them inside some of the venues that you've done them in. The vibe's there. it's
No,
there, and you've got some
thank
really
you.
good people around you. So
And we really need to get you down to one of the
yeah, I'll
parties.
come.
Like,
I'm,
we
I'm go-
need you.
honestly, every time I see one of your stories come up, I'm like, right, let's just check the calendar. What have I got on? Ah!
We are gonna get you to one. We're gonna
I'm
get
gonna
you to
come.
one.
I'm gonna
We're
come. I'm
gonna get
gonna
you to
come.
one.
But yeah, so listen, that's the real not perfect side of things. What I
Yep.
want to talk about is Sophie Lou weddings. Now, you really wanted to push the mobile stuff, and obviously we've got a lot of mobile DJs who listen to this, and this was an area that you had only really started to push into, your toe into, I would say, but it's getting to the point where actually your growth of that is starting to happen. Now, do you
Mhm.
think the growth is because one, you're female, two, you're in a catchment area that there isn't any, very, very few
Very few.
female DJs that are even doing mobile DJ work? So, do you think that from a mobile DJ point of view, why you are starting to get bookings coming in?
Potentially, I think it'd be silly to say that me being a female doesn't help, because, and which is insane, because for years being a female has made things so much harder. So
We
now,
talked about this
yeah,
on the previous
yeah,
episode,
it
like
was
on the
just,
struggles and the difficulties of
yeah,
being a female
yeah.
in this industry.
And now it seems to be working in my favour. And I think, and that's not all, but we will speak about it while we're here. I think that, especially when the women are, if it's, two a male and a female look, and the woman's doing the looking. I think if you come across a female, I don't know. I don't know if it brings a level of comfort, or I don't know. Just this kind of instant, like, oh, female, oh, okay. Like, I don't know.
Have you not asked? So the people that have booked you for weddings already,
Yeah,
you've done a hen party as well.
yeah,
How do you not go? How did you find me?
yeah.
Like,
So,
have you asked those questions?
so now, so the pre kind of bookings, I've now put, like, how did you hear about,
Okay.
uh,
And what is that
so
statistic
a
coming
lot,
back as?
see, a lot of people are just putting, like, you did our friends, so we were, our friend recommended, or
Word of mouth.
or we've been to the R&P parties, or do you know what I mean? So I think the female thing is, the female aspect is a big one, and especially now I'm finding as well, I'm starting to get, like, so if it's two brides, and I think, like, they're like, oh yeah, well, that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So that's something else as well. But I also think, so I think that's one element, but then I also think there's the other elements of the fact that I've really grown as a DJ, and people are seeing me because I've got all these, like, different avenues. So yeah, okay, mobile DJ, where nobody knows who I am, they've never heard of me before, but someone might have recommended. But then I've also got, like, Sophie Lou, the DJ artist that is booked at certain events in the city and beyond, and people are hearing what I can do, and okay, she can actually DJ. She's mixing. She knows what's what.
Yeah.
Hosting as well. I'm not shy on the mic. I'm literally having
I
a whole
know that.
conversation, and me at
I
the
know
silent
that.
disco.
But saying that, a year ago, over a year ago when we first met, you weren't that.
No, I would, even though I come from, like, a performing background.
Yeah.
I think performing songs and music is totally different to, like, when you're DJing, getting on the mic, because I was like, what do I say to them?
It's
Like, what am I
it's funny.
saying? Like,
Let me get back into the wedding thing in a minute, but it's funny you say about the mic thing. A lot of the posts that I'm starting to see you do, you're like, literally, where's the mic?
yeah.
You're like full on like that,
But
which I love. It's
for
brilliant.
me, it's a conversation. I love conversation. I love.
Brilliant.
So for me, on the mic, that's another form of conversation. When I'm on social media, that's a conversation, whether it's through visuals or photos or my stories, or actually getting on and saying, hi guys, well, it's another conversation. It's interacting with people. So yeah, I think people like that as well, because I bring my character as well. I got told I was a bit sarcastic at one booking. I was like, sorry, like I am a very sarcastic person, but it's not in, it's soft. It's, so there's that. And then I think also now the RMP parties, because I kind of put myself on every single one, I'm almost like, okay, yeah, that's my brand, but I'm also a DJ, so I'm going to book myself as well, and I'll have a set. Like, people see me there in action, so it's like, oh, yeah. And I think I've noticed that, like, people are starting to want more this club-type, high-energy mixing type thing at their weddings now. And, like, if you've seen me or whoever else at an event and okay, or oh yeah, we like that. Literally, I did. I think it was like I don't even know what it. I think it was a kids party, and I was just mixing. I'd been on for like 10 minutes, and this couple came over. They're like, "We want you at our engagement party," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, you know what I mean? Just being able to see that in action, and if you know exactly what you want for your wedding, because like the wedding I did Saturday, they literally said, "We want a club type DJ. We don't want the traditional kind of play the music to the end." They wanted the high energy, hosting on the mic. So, there's a few aspects as to why I think people are booking me more now. And then once you get booked, as I said, word of mouth, like people recommending is probably still the most powerful, I think, because
100%.
if someone can say they smash my party, then that's just they're not gonna lie, are they? Do you know what I mean? So
100%. I think referrals of people that have been passed on to you because you've done other events or
it's something
somebody
to trust, isn't it?
I think that's just a win-win every time.
Yeah,
I love seeing it pop up going, oh, how did you find out me? We were referred to you.
And that is a win-win, because you've done a good job over there, and it's
100%.
likely that they'll book you because their friend has said, yeah, we had an amazing time.
What do you think has been the biggest hurdle for you getting into the mobile stuff? So I know you're still doing it under the real, not perfect.
Yeah. But just
a
kind
little
of,
bit.
Yeah.
But I think there's a point where you're going to have to separate that.
Yeah.
What has been the hurdle for you from a mobile DJing point of view?
I mean, earlier on, I'd say it was like, even still now, it could be a factor. So, like, I think you guys mentioned it on the last episode, setup, stuff like that. Like, especially for weddings, my setup has come a long way. And I looked at it on Saturday and I was like, I'm really happy with my progression. I know there's still bits that I want to do, but that just give, be patient. Sometimes that could be a swaying factor for people. Like, I could, so-and-so's, I could be able to deliver exactly what they want DJ wise, and but this person over here has got 20 years experience. They've got this kind of different options of setup and stuff like that, so they might just be more inclined to go over there because of the visual look, so that's something that I've just been, as I can, gradually improving as much as I can financially,
for sure.
So I think again, another thing, that whole, like, when you've got a DJ here and they've they're literally like 20 years experience, and you're like, yeah, I've been doing it for 3, and they're like, and then if they don't know you or what you're about or seen you, it's hard to kind of compete with that, and it's hard to say, well, this is what it's like. So that's a difficulty. And I think those are the main things, really.
I think, I mean, like you said, we talked, me and John talked about it last week on the podcast about visually looking. You need to have that attraction.
Yeah.
Whether you're doing that with social media posts of what you do as an individual, but there has to be a slight element in relation to how things look. I'm getting more conversation and inquiries about how my setup looks rather than me doing things. So I think it all depends on the individual at the end of the day. But what I like
I
about
agree.
what you said, which me and John have talked about a million times on the podcast, is about not rushing it.
Yeah.
Don't feel that you need to
No.
go out and spend a shed load of money.
It's
just for the sake of
ridiculous.
it.
Yeah. No. I mean, I invested in some new moving heads the other day because mine were they just weren't great, and I spent a bit on those. But it was I'm so glad that I did, because it's made such a difference. So, you know, and I know everyone's setup is different. So, you know, you can look at one and think, oh yeah, okay, that's the setup that we all should have. But like, no, it's all, it's what
so many
makes
different
sense
light
to you.
fixtures out there.
Yeah,
There's loads of different light fixtures, loads of different DJ booths. There's an absolute. It's purely
there's no set way of, you know.
No. But what I would encourage you to do, and I would encourage any DJ that does it, and you know, once again, we've talked about this on the podcast. Take a photograph of your setup that it is now, and then go back 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, and look at where you were to where you are now, and that's growth, that's progression. Because DJing, whether you're mobile DJing, well, in particular, when you are mobile DJing, you are constantly looking at gear. You're constantly looking.
It never stops.
No, exactly the point. So, but if you're doing it to your means, and you're doing it in line with what's coming in against actually what's going out, and do it correctly.
You've got to just be realistic and don't rush, because you're going to put yourself in a situation that you don't need to be in, and it's just little things that over time that, you know, just move at your own pace.
So the weddings that you did at the weekend, then talk about that. So were they different in the concept of those weddings, or were they literally, or were you?
No, very different, really. The Friday one was like an outdoor type setting. It was I think it was actually like a wedding renewal, so they'd kind of gone for it again, but they did the whole, you know, dress and everything. It was a lot more kind of, everyone was just kind of everywhere. I was kind of just in the background, I'd say. Whereas Saturday was a lot more, you know, lovely, like kind of intimate room. And it was very, you know, interactive, as in, like, proper, it turned into a proper, like, rave. It was very, you know, and I buzz off that, and that's, I really buzz off that. So, as I guess I do DJ.
So comparing the two, how do you buzz off the fact of the crowd being the crowd for the second one? How do you think you can do better getting that going for the first one, or do you think the vibe is completely different?
Totally different.
You felt that you were there for background music and background music alone.
I don't know if that was the intention, but the vibe just, there was, it just was totally different. I think when you've got that, I don't, it was just totally different. There was, I don't think there was anything I got them up for candy. And,
of course,
you know, we did a candy.
John's favourite song. John's favourite.
The vibe was just totally different. So sometimes you can question yourself and think, is it me?
That's the point I'm
it's
trying
horrible.
to get at.
I think that's one of the first one. That's one of the first times I actually thought this. It's just one of those things.
It is what
I
it
don't
is.
think it was. I don't think it was me. Because you can really get in your head.
You can.
And this is why I don't know if this is good or bad, but I don't know if. So certain parties that I do, I think it's a bit of a kind of blessing and a curse being a DJ that's kind of recognised now more from events, clubs, bars, those types of settings. Then when you get booked for a private party and I'm almost like going in as, right, I'm like Sophie Lou, this is like, I need to switch that off into like thinking, okay, I'm going to like an event, because I look at parties as an event, like an experience for them. So I need
what we talked about last week.
Yeah, But
Treat it
then
as that.
I've had a lot of occasions where the crowd's just not. They're just not bothered. They're not bothered. And the customer, so whoever's booked, right, we want this, we want this, we want this. Okay, cool. It's gonna be, and you get there and you try and deliver that, and the people that are there, they're just not responding at all. It's like I've actually realised, because I have, like, me and my friends have loads of parties, family parties, all of that, and it's all just manic from start to finish, really. The energies, you know, we don't sit down, we don't need chairs in the room because we just want to party. And I've realised that, like, a lot of people, especially around here, obviously I don't know what it's like, you know, down by you guys, but a lot of people have this vision in their head for their, whether it's a birthday party or whatever.
Yeah.
But then the guests that they invite don't really align with what they want.
Yeah.
So, like, I have a lot of 21st, 18th, 30th, but then the crowd isn't that age, if that makes sense. So they want this, but your crowd doesn't want that. So then you end up literally playing for the older crowd, and then it's no longer about you. And I get that a lot, and I don't know, it's
being adaptable. It's being adaptable.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the process.
And yeah.
And that is something in the sense of switching that mindset of going from I'm doing clubs, I'm doing events, I'm doing festivals, to okay, I'm now doing a mobile event, private 30th
which
birthday,
can be very different. Can be
wedding,
very, very different. Yeah,
and it's like it's a completely different world.
Totally different world. Totally different.
It's about changing that mindset, and we talked at the beginning of this conversation about actually separating and going, I need something that's purely Sophie Lou, the DJ, private wedding, to the Real Not Perfect brand and what Sophie Lou, because I think you're going to get to the point where the Real Not Perfect brand is getting that big that you don't start putting yourself on the bill.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be occasions where you go, do you know what? I'm just going
This
to
is just
step back a little bit, and I'm going to deal with the event rather than me concentrating on being the DJ.
Yeah.
I think that's probably that's my opinion.
No. That's definitely a potential for that.
Yeah. Separating the Real Not Perfect brand to the Sophie Lou mobile DJ wedding side of things, I think is a definite must.
Yeah, I think as well. But so we have inquiries for. So some people have, like, booked now for an RMP private party. So they want that experience. So they get the selfie pod, the games, the interactive stuff. So it's kind of like, it's like, but then you've got the other side where people just want a DJ. They just want a DJ. And I'm in a weird place now of, like, it's really strange because, like, I'm also almost becoming, and I don't know if this is good or bad, and I don't know if DJs are going to slate me for saying this, I'm almost becoming a little bit picky over what I'm taking on now.
No, don't be picky. Well, I say be picky. Actually, you drive your own destiny.
Yeah, and it's just deciding now what is it that I want to be doing as a DJ. Do I? I'm at a really not strange place, just a kind of figuring out place at the minute. It's
I mean, listen. This would be my advice. My advice would be keep the Real Not Perfect brand going, and just do the occasional guest spot as a DJ.
Yeah.
Don't do them all the time. Run the event, run the branding. Make sure security doing what they're doing. Make sure the selfie pod's doing what they're doing. Make sure your videographer's doing what they're doing, and manage it. And occasionally jump on.
Yeah. Of course.
Especially for the ones that want to book you for the private Real Not Perfect events.
Yeah.
And then also concentrate on the mobile work. Because I think ultimately that's, for you as a female, in
Yeah.
Wolverhampton, in the
Yeah.
Midlands, I think you will really benefit.
Yeah.
Personally, that's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
that's
No.
me opinion,
That's
and
yeah.
knowing you for coming on 2 years now, a year and a half, almost 2 years. That's what I
Yeah.
would go. That's the
Yeah.
direction I think you should
Yeah. Yeah.
take.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We're
listen,
just
look,
gonna have to
look,
see how
everyone,
it
everyone
pans
that's
out.
watching, let us know in the comments. But also go and check out Sophie's profiles, which are in the description anyway. She's even got a selfie pod. She's got, and it's proper branded up. Real Not Perfect. Have a look at it. It's all on her socials. It's amazing. I think you have really come on massively. I would encourage you, keep looking at that growth. Do it gradually and keep looking at that growth and going back, going, when I started, I didn't even have any lights. Or when I started,
Yeah.
I only had one speaker, or
Yeah.
whatever it is, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
see how you've just grown and grown and grown. And
Yeah.
I love seeing it.
No, I appreciate it.
What I'm going to talk about now is we're going to go back to your music that you are doing. So you have a really extensive back catalogue. I've listened to quite a few of the songs a while back when we did the first interview, but you have dropped one today.
Yeah. Literally today.
Talk to me about that.
So yeah, as you said, like, my music goes back to 2010. I think that's when it first dropped something on SoundCloud. That's been my life. It's been my whole life. It's what I was kind of pushing for and chasing this. I don't even know what I was chasing in the end. It was just, I don't know.
You're chasing your passion, your
yeah,
passion of music.
just loving music. Then lockdown came and just started thinking about things differently, looking at things differently, and realizing how draining certain things were and stuff like that. And then started DJing, started the brand, and those two things just kind of took over. I'm very much like, I think because I started DJing at 30, and I know that's not old or anything like that, but for me, it was like, if I'm going to start this at this age, it can't just be like, I wanted to quit my job, and I did. Like, I had to make a decision. Like, I just chuck myself in and said, this has got to work, because I quit my job and all that, and kind of wild, but it did work out. But due to that, music got put kind of just on the back seat. And then over the last kind of year or so, obviously been loving the events and loving that kind of the DJ life, but I don't know, something just was missing, and I felt like I wasn't kind of giving what I've been giving music to these people that have been following me all these years, and I just stopped, and I just thought, I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't right. And I thought, well, I've got music, let's give it to them. And then also, there's a lot of people now that have no idea, even friends that I've become close with in the last couple of years, that they have no idea that I even have this catalogue of music. And they're like, what, you sing? You've got me? And they're like, and I'm like, yeah, just go back and listen. They're like, what the hell? So it's nice now because I can combine the two and see what I can do with that. Like, I'm DJ now, so I can play, especially the more upbeat songs. This track dropped today is drum and bass, and I know not everyone likes it, but there's a lot of people that do. So who knows? I think I'm just a lot of I've had like a lot of kind of just, I don't know. We've lost people and things have happened, and I keep just reminding myself that we live once, and if I want to do everything, then everything that I want to do, I'm going to try and do it all, and I think everyone should. If there's things that you want to do, why just do it? Like, just do it. Don't overthink it. And because I did, and I was like, oh, how can I DJ, do events, have a brand, do weddings, and drop music? How can I do? Well, just do it. So
Do it.
just literally do it. Yeah. So yeah, that's and dropping music now doesn't feel. I don't feel any pressure whatsoever. 18 months ago, it was like, right, we've got to do the social media plan and we've got to email it out to all the DJs. Oh, we've got to go try and get it on radio. No, I'm not even bothering with any of it. I'm just...
You're just dropping it because
just
it's
dropping
music
it.
and you just love
And
it.
if you catch it, you catch it. I'll drop it when I'm... And yeah, I'm not... I've just... A lot's happened in the last kind of 3 years, and it's just kind of, yeah, I don't want that stress anymore. It just want to...
So what's the name of the track you dropped today?
The track's called Same Time. So it's
Time.
on, it's on all the everywhere digital.
You dropped
platforms.
it where?
Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Google Play, whatever you listen to music on, it'll be there. So,
it's there.
You know, if you're into drum and bass, even if you're not into drum and bass, like give it a listen. It's not like some hardcore.
No,
it's not that at all. It's
got
very chill.
It's got a nice tone to it.
You know, have a listen and see what you think.
I'm going to put a link in the description again, but go and search it. Go search Sophie Lou on all of your streaming platforms and go and listen to that. It's it's great. So listen, I could talk for hours with you, to be honest, but we got to keep it within the hour because that's the rules of the podcast.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been great catching up, and John's going to be absolutely picking himself because I know he thinks the world of you in the sense of the chat that we had previously. He's met you as well, and with DJ
big fan
together.
of John as well.
So I'm just gonna let me find a John comment.
Remember, sharing is caring.
There you go. See, look, and you've shared. And sharing is caring, and you're stepping into his shoes tonight.
No, but I just want to say to you as well, like I tell you all the time, what you two are doing individually and, with the podcast is brilliant because I don't think I've ever, well, I mean, I wasn't DJing before, so I might not have come across it, but DJ podcast, this is the one I tune into now, and this is something that I tune into every week. And individually, just seeing, I've had a lot of conversations with you about setup. I mean, you've even given me lights and stuff, things like that, Matty. It's for someone that's new to this, and I am new in comparison to, you guys and many others. Those little things really, really help, and I'm truly grateful. And seeing your setups and that to me, that's goals that I'm inspired by that. And every time I send you a picture, I'm like, look, I've a little tweak.
Yeah,
and that's because I'm, you're someone that I look up to in that sense. You're teaching and have taught me a lot about the business side of things and the setup and just how to manage things. And even with the selfie pod, there's things that just, so thank you for doing all that you do.
Listen, I can only, help by conversations. You're the one who delivers on it, not me. And you are. But listen, it's lovely to hear that. And yeah, I have got some more lights that are going to be coming to your way in a couple of weeks' time when I see you in Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's not that proof. You've got to keep going.
No, I appreciate that. It's refreshing. It's refreshing because not everyone wants to help. It's
no, I listen. I get that. Not everyone does want to help, and I think once again, John.
Remember, sharing is caring.
Yeah, we go. For me, I've got some lights down here that I'm not using anymore. I could quite easily put them on eBay, Facebook, whatever, but I'd rather them go to a home that is going to use them and utilize them and
I really appreciate
and going to get the benefit out of it rather than me go, I'll sell those on and get a little bit of money. I'm not. It's about helping.
It is refreshing, and I mean, shout out to a couple of DJs in Wolverhampton as well because, from the minute I started, there's been, and they know who they are. There's a handful of DJs that have really helped me as well, whether it's kind of giving me their secondhand lights or selling me things that they've handmade, like podiums and stuff like that. Just recommending what speakers to get. It's nice because some people, unfortunately, just don't want to help, or they kind of think, well, I'm not helping you because you're going to surpass me. Let's help each other grow.
We're a
progress.
Community.
Yeah.
We're a community. And we
everyone's always going to get work and we're not going to,
we're going to stick together.
Yeah.
We've got to stick together with it.
It does make a
No.
difference, and it just gives you that boost as well, because when you are new and you're coming into it and you're trying to, even getting into weddings and stuff, like, it's a scary thing. I nearly didn't do weddings because I was like, how am I going to do a wedding? Like, this is their day. Like, how can I do that? But the more confidence that you gain, you're like, I can do a wedding. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's actually not that scary. It's fine.
I just put on candy on loop all night long.
Literally, yeah. So, when DJs do help you out, it does make a difference, because you know that you're not alone with it. So, shout out to all the DJs that actually
Shout
offer
out
their
to all the
support.
DJs that help each other. It's what we're all about.
It's important.
Helping the community, which is the massive goal. And that's one reason why we started the podcast, for that reason, is just to help.
Yeah.
Whatever, there may be one thing that you've taken away from
just one.
the 55th episode that we've done. As long as you've taken one thing.
And that's it.
That's good.
But
that's
that
good.
one thing can, like, transform into the most huge, as with me, I've heard little things, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. It's just like, and it makes a massive difference. So big up you guys for creating this space.
Thanks. So, and on that note, I'm going to see you after. You do it.
What was it?
After the.
See you after the break.
There you go. Right, Soph, nice little break. So, to finish off, we always talk about what we've got coming up. So, Sophie, what have you got coming up?
Over the next few weeks, I've got a party in a private, not a private, like they live in like some private land on Saturday, so I'm quite looking forward to that.
Private land
should be interesting. They said they've got like 8 acres of land or something.
Okay,
we'll see what that's all about.
Like a compound.
It could be.
Some cults happening out there.
yeah. And then I've got a couple of events. So we've got a massive events company down here, word of mouth events. They've been running for 20 years, like just they're just brilliant. And
they're the kings of the castle.
They're the kings of the castle. They're the kings of the castle. And I've been lucky enough to be booked on quite a lot of dates for those guys. So I'm there next week, and then 13th September it'll be the Real Not Perfect summer closing party.
Closing party.
We're nearly hit the ticket, so I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice. I've got my dad playing on that. So my dad's, I don't know if we've spoken about this before.
No, hold on a minute. Go on. You've booked your dad.
Yeah, so my dad is a big jungle DJ from the 90s.
Right.
There's a massive event down here called Quest, and he was part of that movement. And he's a legend. He's a legend in the jungle scenes.
Oh wow!
I was like, Dad, can you come and like do a set? And he's like, yeah, just make sure I'm fed.
Oh, so is that all he wants?
That's all he wants. But people are really buzzing for it, and I think like because there's a certain age group that obviously were a part of that jungle movement Quest, and they're like, Ned Ryder's going to be in the, so they're buzzing for it. But also just the fact of like having my dad and me on the same lineup on my brand is
that.
Lovely. So I'm really looking forward to the next RMP party, because it's gonna be super special, and people are looking forward to it. So and then silent disco and September as well.
Yeah,
so
just throw that in the mix.
Yeah, throw that. That's gonna be a big one.
Just I've got all these massive events going on. Oh yeah, and then I've got Liverpool Cathedral with 2,000 people.
I love the silent disco. We have such a laugh. Are
you saying that because I'm booking?
I love them. I love the silent. I love being abused by the.
But no, it's all good. But yeah,
what have you got coming?
What I've got coming up. I'm doing. Hence why there's like there's
I
no.
did notice that. Yeah, I was thinking, where's it gone?
No wolf mix sitting on there. I've got a 13th birthday party that I've got to do tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So everything, I went to the venue and set everything up ready for tomorrow. And this weekend, I've got weekend off.
Nice.
We got some family coming down. So I was under strict instructions.
No.
To take nothing.
Okay.
So yeah,
Family first.
listen, it is all about that balance, family first.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, no,
It'd be nice for you to have a weekend off as well, you know.
yeah,
So.
and there is no silent discos
Yeah.
in any part of the world,
Yeah.
which is a relief because I've
Yeah.
forgotten. But yeah, so and then we're back on it. Yeah, the following week we got 2,500 people in the British Museum down in
Nice.
London.
Nice.
So that will be the biggest one we've
Yeah,
done. And then a week
that'd be cool.
later, we then do Liverpool Cathedral.
Yeah, which is
Which is another 2,000 people.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people.
We just throw 2,500,
Just cash.
2,000. It is what it is.
You'll be in the crowd.
Yeah, and I've got about 30 13-year-olds tomorrow night.
Fun.
That's how we roll. That's how the mobile DJ rolls.
Balance. Everything's
It's gonna be a
balanced.
hard one tomorrow. It's gonna be a hard one. But yeah, so that's all good. But so listen, thanks for joining. Thanks for stepping in. Thanks for giving us an update. I love your story, Sophie. I love where you've come from. I love the growth, the travel, the direction of travel that you're going in with everything that you're doing. Just keep doing it. Keep inspiring. Just keep inspiring.
And
I know
being
you said,
inspired.
well, I know you said that, but
It's
listen,
important though. It's important because you've got to stay inspired to to grow and so you're
But
never at your point of I'm done now. There's always
no, totally. And you inspire me by keep delivering
I
something
appreciate
new,
that.
and you're moving in, and you're thinking about the next step and stage. Just you need to take stock at some point and go, right, what went well, what didn't go well, and everything else, and keep driving, keep pushing forward. But it's been lovely talking.
No,
It's
it's
been
been
really
great.
good.
It's been great.
Really enjoyed it.
Lovely way to spend
Yeah.
my evening. So yeah.
John Who is where I'm going with this. I
Hope he's enjoying the sun.
I hope he's joining. He's going to be burnt. His head is going to be red. It's going to be red. But John, we miss you. But yeah, John, we will see you next week when you get back. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks everyone who watched on YouTube or Spotify, also where you can watch the podcast. Like I said, throughout the whole of this show, go and check out Sophie's pages. They're in the description. Go and check out Real Not Perfect. Unbelievable brand. Love it. Love what it stands for. And it's really delivering some great events. So go and check that out as well. And anybody by chance is picking this up in Wolverhampton, then just get on board. Get on board with this, what this woman is doing, because she's smashing it. She's absolutely smashing it. You're an inspiration. So keep doing what you're doing. On that note, we will see everyone. Well, I will. So if you want me back next week, unfortunately, John's got to come back because he'll get the right hump if he's not back next week. But you'll see me and John next week on the podcast. That is the DJ's podcast, which is proudly supported by Wolf Mix Controller. We will see everyone same time, same place next week. See you later. See you, Soph.